Okay, there's a whole new engine evolution happening all around us. What you used to know about engine size, well, it almost doesn't matter anymore. You may have heard the phrase, there's no replacement for displacement, where it was thought that you had to move to a much larger engine to get extra power. Well, folks, those days are over. Modern and efficient technologies have taken over. Today, we look for great power without compromising fuel economy, especially in this small car segment. You need a car that's fun to drive and you can merge and pass safely on the highway, but it has to be able to go long distances on very little fuel. Now, this Cruze will not disappoint you on any level. Now, the base powertrain starts off with a very efficient 1.8 liter ECOTEC engine. It produces 138 horsepower and 125 pound-feet of torque. The fuel consumption ratings on this engine are as low as 7.8 liters per 100 kilometers on the city and a very low 5.4 liters on the highway. And every Cruze is equipped with either a 6-speed manual transmission or a 6-speed automatic. Considering that many of our competitors are still offering 4 or 5-speed transmissions, this standard 6-speed story is actually quite important. You see, with 6 gears, you can balance out how you deliver the power. First and second gears, they can be set up to really multiply that torque far more than those with fewer gears, giving you some very impressive acceleration. Far more than you'd expect out of an engine this size. But you can set up the 5th and 6th gears for some incredible fuel-efficient and quiet cruising. With transmissions that offer fewer gears, you just can't deliver that same performance range like you can with a 6-speed Cruze. Try out a 4-speed Toyota Corolla and you'll really notice a huge difference. The advantage goes to the Cruze. Now, no matter how good I think the 1.8 liter ECOTEC is, the best foot forward and the most fun to drive is definitely the optional turbocharged engine. Again, mated to a standard 6-speed transmission, this up-level 1.4 liter turbo really is 2 engines in one. Notice that it delivers the same amount of horsepower at 138, but even though it is smaller in displacement, it delivers significantly more torque at 148 pounds-feet. Now with the 6-speed automatic, fuel economy is again excellent at 8.5 liters in the city and 5.5 on the highway. But it's the turbo that truly makes this engine special. You can take advantage of the efficient size of a 1.4 liter engine, but you have the performance and the acceleration of a much larger engine. You see, turbochargers really harness the power of the exhaust airflow by having it run through a turbine. Now that turbine captures that exhaust energy to compress the air going into the cylinder. Effectively, if you can compress more air and fuel into the cylinder, it can act like a much larger engine. That's what turbocharging is all about. It gives you more bang for the buck. And best of all, it does so immediately. This 1.4 liter reaches its maximum torque just above idle speeds, and it holds on to that all the way up to the high RPMs. Now this delivers immediate power, and it keeps it going for as long as you keep your foot down on the accelerator. So really, your right foot can make the decision. If you feel like some spirited driving, let that turbo compress away. But if you want some excellent fuel economy numbers, just lighten up a little bit and take advantage of this fuel-saving technology. But the Cruze would not be a class leader that I said it was without also leading in the fuel economy category as well. And this is where the Cruze Eco model comes into play. With an incredible 5.0 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway, this makes the Cruze, best in class again. The Cruze Eco features a 1.4 liter turbo as standard equipment and a host of aerodynamic improvements and lightweight, low rolling resistance tires. But it has one incredible and industry-first technology to really impress, and it happens right down here in the lower fascia, right inside that grille opening. The Cruze Eco actually has aerodynamic shutters mounted behind the opening. These shutters open and close depending on your speed to actually change the aerodynamic profile as you drive. If you're moving slowly, the shutters open to allow maximum airflow in and around the engine bay for some maximum cooling. But when you pick up speed, like on the highway, these shutters will actually turn and close, cutting down any aerodynamic drag. Now this is race car technology here, folks. It's proven on the track, but it's used in the Cruze to gain an advantage in fuel economy. This alone makes a difference of just about 1 mile per gallon on the highway because, again, it just changes your aerodynamic profile. And it's only available on the Cruze Eco, so don't bother asking at the Honda or Toyota store. Chevrolet's quest to have best-in-class fuel economy has spilled across every model, though. While it is tough to show on a camera here in the studio, every Cruze actually features a belly pan, a plate that literally covers the entire engine bay underneath. Again, it's there to have great aerodynamics. That plate underneath there helps the airflow better under the vehicle while also protecting the engine area from any rocks that might bounce up from the road. You can actually see it just by kind of looking around the edges of the engine. And again, you can see that metal plate there. Aerodynamics is what it's all about. Okay, there's lots of things that I could still talk about under here, especially the industry-leading 5-year powertrain warranty that includes roadside assistance and courtesy transportation. But I think it's time that we take a look at the side of this Cruze.